It has been blazing hot here, so I have some no-cook, high-protein, low-carb recipes for you. These are all easy to make and will definitely be on repeat for me this summer. Better late than never. I know it's August, but I finally got around to sprucing up my porch this season. I'll share with you how I turn this into a low maintenance space that is perfect for sipping coffee or wine in the early mornings and the evenings. First up though, let's talk about breakfast. I'm having dessert for breakfast, or you could just make this as dessert for dessert. But I'm gonna make a protein-packed cheesecake in a jar that is lime flavored. And you don't need an oven for this one, and the crust only has one ingredient. To get that high protein love, I'm using cottage cheese since it seems to be the cure-all for everything these days. And I'm gonna add a cup of that along with a cup of my favorite low carb yogurt to a blender or a food processor. I'm using plain yogurt, so I do need to add some vanilla extract, but this vanilla jar needed the jaws of life to open it. I struggled for a bit. Finally gave up. Probably would have been easier if I had had some vanilla flavored yogurt lying around, but I was all out. Luckily, I did find a bottle of vanilla extract that was easy to open, so I added a teaspoon of that to it. Then to make this sweet, you want to add in 3 tablespoons of your favorite sugar-free sweetener that measures cup for cup with regular sugar. And now it's time for some lime action. That is a slippery sucker right there. In order to help release the lime juice, press and roll it on the counter a few times first. And next I'm gonna get some zest from this one lime. If you don't have a microplaner, you can use a cheese grater on its finest grater setting. Now comes the lime juice. Add around 2 tablespoons of lime juice. I'm really trying to get out every ounce of this sucker. It probably would have been easier if I just used a juicer, but I didn't really want to dirty any more dishes than necessary, so I just decided to dirty my hands instead. My reasoning sometimes. Now this needs a quick pulse to blend it together until it's smooth and creamy. And once it's mixed, do a taste test, see if you need any more lime or sweetener. I thought it was perfect. So I pop that into the refrigerator while I work on the crust, which is super simple since it's one ingredient. For the crust, I'm using these vanilla wafer cookies from High Key. This whole package has only 3 net carbs and it's gluten-free. Add the cookies to a plastic bag and then work out any aggression that you might have by whacking it with a rolling pin until you have crumbs. You could use a food processor to do this too, but you know, I'm avoiding those dishes. I'm gonna divide this into 4 portions, and doing that will give each little cheesecake around 15 grams of protein and 3.5 net carbs. But if you wanted more protein, you could divide it into 2 portions. Just do what you feel like is necessary. Just sprinkle in the cookie crumbs into the bottom of the dish and then spoon our key lime cheesecake filling evenly between the 4. I'm gonna add some blackberries on top too, just only for aesthetic purposes. And because I like blackberries. And now dig in. This turned out so good, and I'm not gonna lie, I ended up having 2. Now that coffee and breakfast are out of the way, it's time for my morning gem. A few months ago, someone was asking me how I was liking the Gem Bite Daily Multi and if I still used it, because I've talked about it before on this channel. I have continued using it, and the reason why I've kept up with it is because it's a vitamin made from real food. It has over 20 real food vitamins, minerals, superfoods, probiotics, and prebiotics. So it's more than just a multivitamin, and it's all packed into this little bite. It has zinc is from pumpkin seeds, which I can actually see these in here. I can see the pumpkin seeds. It even has vitamin K2 sourced from chickpeas. Vitamin K2, not to be confused with vitamin K1, is essential for bone health. I'm getting older, so I'm starting to pay attention to things like bone health. I've seen firsthand how a broken hip can cause a downward spiral in the quality of life and length of life. I don't want that to be me, so that's another reason why I've continued to take this every day. It also contains vitamin B complex, prebiotics, probiotics, turmeric, and more, all from whole food sources. Why is that so important? Because your body absorbs nutrients from food better. Another reason why I've kept up with Gem is because I can take it on an empty stomach because it's food, and food isn't nauseating. Well, it shouldn't be. There was that time at a potluck I tried chicken salad that had a ton of cat hair in it. That was nauseating. Right now, Gem is offering 50% off of your first month. Go to dailygem.com/ketofocus and use my code ketofocus at checkout to get this exclusive offer. This is such a good deal and a great incentive to try it. So don't miss out. Real food gives real results, and I know I'm not getting all the nutrients I need from diet alone, so that's why I take this guy. I love hanging out on a front porch. Some of my best memories of my mom were us just hanging out together on her porch back at my parents' house, sipping wine while we watched the cars go by. So I wanted to create a space where I could have that here at my house. I already started this project a few weeks prior, but I got some other things to complete this space too. First thing I got were these hanging plants. Since we're gone a lot this summer, it's hard for me to keep hanging plants alive since I'm not around to water them and we don't have a drip line set up to continuously automatically water them. So my simple solution was to use artificial plants, and I found these on Amazon. From far away, you cannot tell that these are fake, but up close, I mean, they do kind of look artificial. But honestly, I don't care. I just love the fact that I don't have to water them and they stay green throughout the whole summer. I also added this rug last year. I think I got it from Amazon as well. I'll link it if I can find it. These chairs were from Target last year, so I doubt they're still available anymore, but maybe I'll find something similar for you. These pillowcases and the insert I got from Amazon. They wash up really well, and these were a really nice price too. This ottoman I got last year, or maybe it was the year before that. I was looking for something of this size and just something that gave like a pop of color too. There wasn't really anything else that I found that I liked, so on a whim, I bought this. And I really wish I would have waited because there's been some better ones that have come out since then. And I just don't think this quite goes with the space. I don't know. I might end up painting it with an outdoor safe fabric paint, something more of a neutral color, but for right now, it's gonna work. I like the size of it. It works great as a footrest, and I like to put drinks and snacks on it when I'm out here. So I really would like to keep it. This pot I got from my grandma's house after she passed away, and there's another artificial plant that I got from Amazon in here. I really, really like these. These are just a bunch of stems that I stuck them into the dirt that I had in there from a plant that died last year. This was a Mother's Day gift from 2 years ago. It used to have succulents in them, but they died because I never watered them. Seems to be a reoccurring theme in my green thumb. This lantern I believe I got from Amazon. This planter I got from Walmart this year. I love this. It's a really good price too. It's housing an artificial fern that I also got from Amazon. And this table, it's gonna go because I finally found something that I think will work better in this space. I also want to change up this front door area too. I'll show you what I have in store too. But first, let's get to work finally taking around 4th of July. Yes, I'm that person. I thought I would finally jump on that trend of laying down a carpeted rug underneath a doormat, so I found this one on Amazon. It was a little bit bigger than I expected, actually much bigger than I expected. I know I probably need a new front doormat too, but I really haven't found one that I love yet. After I got that all set up, I didn't love this at first, but I decided to keep on going and fill up the rest of the space before I make my final decision on if this large rug stays or goes. First up is adding this artificial fern, another one from Amazon, and this urn planter that I got from Walmart. This fern, I love this one. It just looks so realistic, and this looks great. The combination, it looks perfect right here. This artificial bush tree thingy, I wasn't loving in this planter. It just was too small, but I found something better on Amazon. These planters are so good. You get 3 of them in here. They are cement, but they're not extra heavy, so you could easily lift them and carry them around. And they're beautiful for the price. Already, I'm just loving this here. I actually think I might keep this rug here too. Now onto the thing that I ordered to replace that table. After a few grueling hours of putting together an egg chair, in 90-degree heat, I got it done. It was frustrating to put together, but once I got into that space, I knew it was worth it. It took a few tries to figure out exactly how I wanted to design this space, but I finally settled in on this, and I love it. I love the way this porch turned out. It has been my haven to enjoy my morning coffee, or I go out here in the evenings and just watch the people in the cars drive by and walk by. And this egg chair is really comfortable. I've actually tried out all possible sitting positions. Another recipe that I have for you today that doesn't involve cooking is an egg salad. But this isn't your normal egg salad. Of course, why would I give you a normal egg salad? There are two things that set it apart. The first thing is the manner in which we cut up our eggs, and the second thing is the flavor. I've seen people do this on Instagram where they use a cheese grater to grate the eggs into smaller pieces. Usually they do this for breakfast sandwiches or over avocado toast, but I wanted to try it in an egg salad. I used 8 hard-boiled eggs and grated them using the cheese grater. And then I added in 3 tablespoons of mayo, along with 1.5 tablespoons of plain Greek yogurt. And this is gonna sound strange, but you have to trust the flavor. You're gonna add 1/2 teaspoon of sugar-free honey, and then 1 to 2 teaspoons of sriracha. I got this idea from my friend Denny. He told me I had to try this. It was like a way that he makes sriracha mayo, and I did, and I love it. It gives like this hot honey type of flavor, so I decided to add it into an egg salad. This is really good by the spoonful, or you can enjoy it along with some celery or do some low-carb crackers or bread. And it's so easy to whip up as long as you have hard-boiled eggs lying around, which we usually do. This makes up a lot, so if you only have half of it, you're gonna get 26 grams of protein and 2.5 carbs. But if eggs aren't really your thing and you want some more high-protein, low-carb meal ideas, then click right here because I got you covered.